If you're a middle school math teacher struggling with having students with a huge range of abilities and understanding of how to add and subtract negative numbers, and you're trying to figure out what are some of the best activities to use to really help your students fully understand this concept, this video is for you. If you've missed the last two videos, I shared with you my exact teaching strategy on how to add negative numbers and how to subtract negative numbers. And in this video, I'm sharing with you the exact resources that I use to help my students fully understand, fully grasp this concept while making it easy, engaging, and totally fun. Let's get right to it. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I just want to jump right into the resources and show you exactly what I use. Now, I know we've been talking about adding and subtracting integers, but we have to understand integers and absolute value, right? So actually, before I even dive into teaching negative numbers or adding and subtracting negative numbers, we have to talk about integers and absolute value first. And I'm a PowerPoint teacher, so I use PowerPoint to introduce topics for my students to take notes with. We go through a lot of practice problems together and individually. There's also a task card activity that I love using. It looks like this. So I like to use task cards in stations. I like to use task cards as homework. I like to kind of split them up with using task cards as classwork and homework. It's so effective because it is totally hands-on. And my students really, there's something about task cards having one problem on a page. So you can see here, when they're working with only one task card, they are only working with one problem. It makes it a lot less overwhelming for students instead of having a page full of, like 15, 20 problems on a page. There's totally a time and place for that. But sometimes when you just give students one problem, it's a lot easier to solve. Next, I also love using these sort card activities. So what students will do is they will cut out these answers on the bottom and then paste them with its corresponding question. So here it's like the absolute value of 19. Negative 19 plus the absolute value of negative 7 is going to be 26. So do I see 26 here? Yes. So I'm going to take this 26 and paste it here. And of course, there's an answer key for all of these resources for you because who has time to figure out the answers, right? Okay, so then once I feel like we have fully kind of covered integers and absolute value, we will move on into adding integers. And something I wanted to show you here is I love using this maze activity. Because this is a printable activity. You can print this out. Students will start here and then there's 3 different answers and they have to choose the path with the correct answer and then see if they can make it to the finish line. And again, of course, there's an answer key here. We're going to move on into subtracting integers. We have practice problems here. PowerPoint, we have a this or that activity, which is a digital resource. I love these practice problems because the kids need practice. Simple as that. We have with this bundle, actually, I've also have multiplying and dividing integers, which is not something we're talking about in this video, but I've hooked you up with that as well. And if you're already looking at this like, heck yes, sign me up, use the link below in the description box to grab it. I've also included a ton of bonuses here for you, all about adding and subtracting integers. And we have here one of my favorites, which is a digital maze. And I love this because, sorry, it's like a little cut off for you. But what I love about this is it is digital and it is self-correcting. So what that means is you as a teacher do not need to worry about correcting this because as students go through this activity, they will be told essentially if they have the right answer. And I'll tell you what that means. I'll show it to you. So in this first question here, it says 5 plus negative 10. So if I put in the correct answer, which is negative 5, and I hit enter, the correct path will light up, right? Okay, so that tells me I got it correct. Now it tells me to go diagonal here. Now we have negative 12 plus negative 31. If I put in the wrong answer, let's say I just punch in 50, Do you see? Nothing happened. That means I got it wrong. So as a student, I need to go back and figure out, ooh, okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, whoops, it's not negative 50, it's negative 43. Boom, now the path has corrected itself and we can move forward. So I love this because it saves you a ton of time and it's really engaging. Students have to know what it is. Next, I love this digital mystery puzzle. So you can see here, let me see if I can move this over just a tad. Okay, so you can see here that this is it's a green screen. We don't know what the mystery puzzle is. We don't know what the mystery picture is, but this is also self-correcting, which is why I love it. So here we have negative 9 plus 3, or plus 13. The answer here is 4. And I'm going to show you what happens if I get it correct. Boom, a piece of the picture, a piece of this mystery puzzle comes up. Next, I have 3 plus negative 18. The answer is going to be negative 15. Boom, again, another piece of the puzzle comes up. If I get the next one wrong, I'm going to say it's 45. It's wrong. Do you see? Nothing happened in the picture. So I know I need to go back and fix it. And students in the end will discover what the mystery picture is. Next, I want to show you another part of your bonus is this coloring page. I love this coloring page because there's something about coloring that just brings a sense of calmness to your classroom. I can almost guarantee if you give your students a coloring page, there will just be this hush that kind of happens over your classroom because coloring is so calming for kids and adults, and it's just going to take them all back to their like early youth, right? So what I love about this is that what students will do is they will take the problem, like for example, number 1 says negative 7 plus negative 6. And they will solve the problem. Negative 7 plus negative 6 is negative 13. So they're going to color all the number 1s red. So they're going to go down to the coloring page and color number 1 red. And they will continue to solve all of them until the whole page is colored. All right, so next in the bonuses, I am a teacher that loves to use stations. Stations is extremely effective in the classroom in reaching all of your learners, really just trying to make sure that all levels are being reached and that you are meeting with all the kids. And one activity that I love using in my stations are board games. And this is a board game specifically for integers. So this is the actual board, like the board of the game. These are your movable pieces. And then these are the question cards. So you'll cut these out. You'll cut out the movable pieces, move them around the board, and then you'll cut out the question cards. And what I like to do is I like to cut this out and then fold this along the line here and just kind of like tape it like back to back. So you have the question on one side and then you have the answer on the other. Or you can just have the answer sheet, print out the answer sheet, and then just have the question cards so your students don't cheat with the answer on the back. There are a bunch of questions to play with, and it's just super, super fun. The next thing I wanted to include in here is there is an escape room, which I'm just not going to have time to show you. But I've also included my reference sheet, which I've referenced in my videos. And then I also have included for you my digital counting chips. There are 20 red chips and 20 green chips, and they are stacked on top of each other. So in case you don't have access to physical counting chips or you just want digital chips, this is just so much easier. I also have included for you in this huge bundle bonuses for multiplying and dividing integers. I know we're not talking about multiplying and dividing integers, but I just wanted to show you that that is also included. Again, if you missed my videos on how to teach adding negative numbers and how to subtract negative numbers, go back into my channel. They are the last 2 videos in this channel because you're going to want to be able to fully understand how to teach this concept, and then you'll have all of these resources to use with your students. If you want to access these resources, click the link in the description box below. You can grab it right away, implement, and start using these today to make your life and your students' lives much easier. Until next time, bye for now.